Welcome to Module 2. This is your instructor video for the week. So this week we're going to be moving from the demographics of aging to a number of the social theories around aging. We'll talk about a theory in just a moment. But this is Chapter 5 in our textbook, and you're going to be looking at a series of different theories about aging. Think of them as frameworks. And get to know them. Take a look at the slides. The slides do a nice job of not only explaining, again, about theories and how we construct theories or put together theories, but also the many different theories that exist, again, frameworks that exist for aging. After that, you'll be reading an article from the Journal of the American Society on Aging. It's about what social relationships can do for health. Again, it's just another perspective for us to consider about aging, and part of what you'll use when you put together your discussion posts for this week. And then finally, you're going to be looking at a video on an even different perspective about aging. It's a wonderful short little video about an elderly couple and what they do, I think, to stay very young. So those are the materials that you will be looking at this week as you put together your discussion posts and as you get prepared for your chapter quiz. The learning objectives for this week, there are 3 of them, and if you're at Module 2, you'll be able to see what they are, but you can read along with me. First of all, we're going to discuss the primary social theories of aging with the focus on those most salient or most important in today's older population. We're going to identify the strengths and weaknesses of each of these theories. So some of them are stronger than others. Many of them have weaknesses, but there's something a little bit true about many of these different theories. And finally, we're going to look at key components or articulate the key components of a strength-based life course perspective on aging. And for those of you who have asked, yes, I do live right by an airport. All right. So let's just take a minute to go back and talk a little bit about what we mean by a theory or a scientific theory. So most people generally use the word theory to mean a hunch or an idea. And in the scientific world, that's really more of a hypothesis. What might be our assumption and what is not yet proven, all right? The word theory really focuses us to think about the way we interpret a set of facts, or as I said earlier, a framework we use to think about facts. Another way to look at this is, the difference between facts and then a theory. Facts are things that we can observe and we can measure, and theories are explanations or interpretations of those facts. So as you are reading your assignment or your chapter for this week, think about what are facts, what are observations, and then how scientists have applied theories to those facts and observations. All right, so let's move on then to the assignments for this week. First of all, on Saturday, August 26th, you'll have 2 assignments that are due. You'll need to post your first discussion for the week's work, and then next you will be taking the instructor quiz, the participation quiz. Again, it will be very short, 3 questions, and it will be based upon watching this video. Then on Saturday, the following Tuesday, which is the 29th, you will have 3 assignments that are due. First of all, you'll have the chapter quiz. Second, you'll have to post 2 responses to others' discussion posts. So you'll look at the posts by your classmates and then respond to 2 of them, or respond to 2 of the posts. And then the last thing you're going to do this week is you're going to identify an older adult that you are going to interview for your for your paper. If you recall from the last video, this class culminates in a paper and a presentation on aging, and that will be in part based upon an interview that you do of an older person. Now, if you go to the assignment, go to the left side, the left column, and there you will find The paper and presentation materials, what we're going to cover today is simply the portion that gets you prepared to do the interview. So all I really want you to do this week is just to identify the person that you will be interviewing. Now, I don't want you to identify them by name. What I want you to do is just tell me about this person. It's a male who is 75 years old, or a female who is 71 years old. This is an African American female or male. It's a Caucasian male or female. It is a Latino, whatever ethnic or racial or cultural description. This is a person maybe who has lived with a physical disability all their life and they're aging. The point is really of this assignment is to get a perspective from somebody that's different than your perspective. Now, for some of you that might be difficult, and I've already heard this question from some students, is what if I don't know anybody who's over the age of 70 who has a perspective that is different than mine? Well, feel free to send me an email and we'll talk a little bit about some of the options that you may have. And the idea is really for you to have a face-to-face interview with this person. If it's impossible for you to find somebody, we can work through that. Again, the idea is to get a perspective of somebody over the age of 70 that will be different than your life experience. All right, so you're going to conduct the interview, a face-to-face interview. This is not a research project, but you're going to be using this information or this interview to form your presentation and your paper. So you're going to need to get the permission of the person that you are interviewing. And in the instructions is a link to our our institutional review board, our IRB, institutional review board, that will have all the forms you need so that you can get the permission from this person that you are interviewing. Again, you don't need to share the name of this person, but we need to know enough about this person so not only that we know that you've met the criteria, but so we can begin to shape our perspective about your paper and your presentation. Again, on the bottom of the instructions, if you are unable to locate a person to interview in person after a valiant effort, then please contact me or contact Kiki, and between the two of us, we will figure out a way for you to get this interview done so you can do this presentation and your paper. All right, I think that is all the material I wanted to cover this week. As always, if you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me, and now you can contact Kiki as well. Our emails are both located on the site. We're updating some of the materials, and I think Kiki will be getting an announcement out today so people know who will be grading, you will know who will be grading your assignments. And finally, I'll just reinforce a tip I gave you last week, which is plan ahead. Look how long it will take you to get your assignments completed. There were at least a couple of you who were working on exams very late last Saturday night. And it just so happened I was in northern Minnesota with very little connection to an internet. So I tried to get back to people as quickly as I could do so. But look ahead, plan ahead. If you have schedule changes that you can't predict, you can let us know. But for the most part, you should be able to complete this week's work, I hope with ease. There's a little less work than there was last week, so you should be able to complete it on time. All right. That's it for Module 2. See you next week.